work in the facilities department at TasWater. So we manage all of our above ground assets, keeping things maintained, the buildings, the reservoirs, managing customer complaints around things like graffiti. So this is a little project that I came up with to try and manage that a little bit differently. So graffiti, tagging and vandalism are a costly issue that all organisations face. It impacts on public perception, it impacts on our relationship with the community, and of course the bottom line. TasWater is no different. We have a lot of assets that are right out there in the middle of the community. They're next to people's homes, next to their schools, opposite their playgrounds. Let's face it, they look pretty ugly. The assets which get targeted the most for us are our reservoirs. A lot of these are hidden away, but like I said, a lot of them are out in the middle of the community. So for more than 18 months before this program started, I had noticed that on our reservoirs we had some really beautiful artwork. This is some of the stuff that was being done illegally on our tanks and our pump stations already. Just imagine working with these artists, giving them a platform to do what they love to do in a safe environment, instead of cutting fences, leaving their paint cans and their beer cans behind on the weekend. It's pretty clear that there were a lot of talented artists visiting our sites very frequently. So just imagine what we could do working together. So we started at our Mornington Reservoir. This was our first tank that we did our pilot program at. It's the largest ever legal canvas for street artists in Tasmania. Each tank that we did was an average of 235 square metres. So we'd paint roughly half the tank, either about 1.8 metres high, or we'd just do the front-facing side on the street. Nothing like this had been done in Tassie before, and nothing like this had been done by TasWater before. Each paint session saw more and more interest from the community. Radio stations discussed the program. It was featured on 2 local news reports, and it was also in the paper. The community were loving what we were doing. The tanks were getting a makeover. The community were really engaging. Up here at this tank at Mornington, it's in the middle of a public reserve. It's not a fenced asset. It's a popular dog walking spot. So I had one lady come up to me when we were painting this tank and she said, "Oh, really love what you guys did here last year." I said, "This is the first time we've done this." The guys you saw up here last year were doing this illegally. The majority of the young people that we engaged with as well have a history of illegal tagging. A few of them have been busted by the police, and 2 of them had actually been charged by TasWater before. This pump station in South Hobart we did with a different council group. So we did this one with the Hobart City Council. They put a call out on their Facebook page for local artists, young artists that wanted to be involved. It was mostly girls. On the Clarence side of the river, it was all boys that we worked with. I said to them, "I'd love to do this with a group of girls one day." The boys said, "You'll never get enough girls to do it." So this pump station was all girls bar 1. They'd never used a spray can before. They had a 15-minute tutorial with our mentor artist. I think they did a pretty amazing job. We had one girl on our Clarence crew, that was Amelia. She was very shy, lacked a bit of confidence, wasn't comfortable playing with the big boys. at this Rokeby reservoir. It was the first reservoir that we did top to bottom. She'd never used a boom or a scissor lift before. None of them had. It took me hours to convince her to get up there and start painting on the first day. That tree over there on the right-hand side, that was her enchanted tree that she painted that weekend. Her her self-confidence skyrocketed. Amelia makes me really proud. The best bit of this program has been watching the young people grow, watching the engagement with the community, seeing the excitement on their face while they paint beside their street artist hero that they idolise. It's been really inspiring. I was also lucky enough to work with our training department and slot some of these young people in to get their Working at Heights certificate in spaces that we'd already paid for but TasWater employees weren't able to go to. So these kids, 5 of them have now got a nationally recognised ticket to help them get future work in the mural painting space. Now, it's great that we've seen amazing numbers with our key outcomes: a reduction in vandalism, a reduction in unauthorised tagging and graffiti, and a reduction in complaints. Actually, I have to say, it's not quite 100% anymore though. One of the last pump stations we painted just actually got recently vandalised, so we're going to have to go back and do that one again. So this year, TasWater has committed a budget to continue street art painting across the state. And we started out doing Newlands Reservoir for Youth Week. So we had a really good response to Youth Week last year. This is what it looked like before. This is some of the pieces that they put up there on the Newlands Reservoir, which is opposite a playground. I've received 2 written letters from the Mount Stewart community saying how much they appreciate what we did at this reservoir too. So that's pretty cool. So we've started to identify new assets to take this program to moving forward. We have a reservoir in Avoca on the road out to Avoca, which is quite ugly and prominent. One in Campbelltown, a couple in Ulverston, and several more down here in the south. So we're looking for more involvement from the community where they would like to see this happen for them. Now this is Todd. Todd really loves to paint. He loves to paint so much that getting caught never stopped him. Todd's one of the 2 that have been charged by TasWater for painting on our assets illegally in the past. Since working on this program, Todd has been engaged in paid mural work. He's taking on a bit of a lead role with the Clarence Council Youth Services to engage with other youth to help spread the message to respect the walls. Stop vandalising stuff, let's do it properly. Todd makes me really proud as well. That's it from me. Thank you.
That's really interesting. I've worked with the City of Hobart on their art projects to prevent graffiti, so it's interesting to see it presented by another organisation. Do you intend to turn over any of the art? Well, some of the opportunities for those young people could be extended to other people if, say, the artwork sits there for 6 months or 12 months and then someone else gets to have a go. Have you considered that?
So the plan at the moment is to go out to different councils and see if we can engage other youth, put out an expression of interest perhaps through probably social media, and get some others involved, but we've got a lot of assets to paint, so hopefully we can leave that artwork there for a while.
Got lots of canvases. That's
We
cool.
sure do.
Do you put any acknowledgement or say how it came to be on the assets?
No, we haven't yet, to be honest, no.
Thank you for that. It's really enjoyable to see something that one day can be considered illegal and next day it's legal.
It's good, isn't it?
Just considering, how you go about it, I suppose. My question is about moving forward. You said, let's go statewide, baby. Where does TasWater sit in that? What's their forward projection over the next, 2 years or 5 years or something like that?
At the moment, the program's been, the budget for the program has been rolled into our CapEx for an ongoing basis to take it out for as long as we can continue to do so. Yeah.
A quick question: do they plan their artwork before they start painting?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
right.
So we have a planning session about a week or two beforehand. Don't want to give the kids too long to lose interest. But yeah, they come up with a theme and we draw it all out, sketch it out to make sure it's appropriate and not offensive.
Great. Thanks very much, Rach.
Right.
We've got a gift here for you.
Cheers.
Cheers. And thank Rachaelle again. Okay, we are about